Hello, welcome to my craft room. My name is Deanna Gonzalez and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I wanted to show you just this really adorable card that I had so much fun making. I actually sat here and had a really hard time trying to figure out colors the other night, and I was like, you know, let me just go to my little swatch book that I made, and it didn't take very long before I just fell upon this and I was like, this is too beautiful. So it's the pistachio pudding, pink pirouette, and melon mambo, and I just love the way that these look together. And once I pulled out the ink stamp set patty things, I was just like, oh my goodness, these are so beautiful, I can't wait to invent something. So I did use a really large range of things in this card, so I hope you'll forgive me if you don't have all of the pieces. If you do want to go on a shopping spree to get everything that you don't have, you can always go to my website at thedeannascraftroom.com, and there's a little shop now, a purple little flag thing, really cute. Actually, I think it's this shape even, that you can press and go buy some things. But if not, I would encourage you to just find random flowers and bits and bobs, words, what have you, to go with this card idea. I just really love it. So one of the card sets I used was regarding dahlias, and that's for the main, the flower here, as well as the inside flower. Such a beautiful flower, isn't it? I just love that stamp. The other one was my friend, and I used that for the little name, the friend part that I use as the pokey flag thing. That's a lot of fun. And then I used the perfectly penned set for the happy birthday right here. For the front piece, and of course I had to have the background be the, what is it? I know it's a chevron, positively chevron background stamp. So that is a whole lot of fun to play with. And I also used the Sizzix Big Shot, and I used the Framelits collection, the labels collection, I suppose, and the itty bitty banner. Well, it's just bitty banners. I always add the itty bitty. I don't know why. Probably because they are just so cute and itty bitty. So I used those and just had a great time with this. I hope you're going to enjoy this as much as I did. So let's begin. Alright, so first we're going to want to take our 8.5 by 11, cut it the long way, and get this cute little shape. So it's 11 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to get the scoreboard, because everybody knows Deanna is in love with the scoreboard. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way. And we're just going to come in here and lay this plush and get this at the 5.5 mark. Oh, I love the scoreboard! I love the way it gives me such a beautiful fold. I know I go on and on about this, but I really do have such a great love for that, how that looks, as well as just the lack of fear of how it's going to be when I fold it. Sometimes when I fold this cardstock with a bold folder, just like with my hands, I found it kind of doesn't always fold as beautifully as I would want it to. So I love that. And then we're going to be having the two of these. This is going to be pistachio pudding. This is Whisper White, and they're both at 4 and 5 1/4. That way that they lay in just nicely here. So we've got those pieces. You're going to need a big enough strip of the melon mambo to fit the 1, 2, 3, 4th frame out. And then we'll be using that frame for the white one. Okay, so okay, so we'll need to get those pieces, and then a little piece of the pink pirouette. That way we can, as long as it's big enough to get this little frame guy inside, then we're good. So if you could get those, that would be great. And let's start, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and line this up from start this out inside out. So I'm going to go ahead and take the, whoops, I'm flying about, the 4 by 5 1/4, and just lay that down here. And I'm going to get my beautiful big flower that I think is just so beautiful. And let's get the melon mambo ink pad out, and we'll just come in here and get this, let me see, how do I like the flower? I think I want it from this angle. So, just going to ink this up really well with the Melvin Bombo, such a beautiful, beautiful color. Get it in here, and I just want to get the corner here. Oh, I think that's so pretty. Oh, well, I messed up, didn't I? Let's try this again. This is the wonderful thing of having two sides to every piece of cardstock, isn't it? So let's just be careful, Deanna, when we press down and up so we don't get any funny inky blobs. So we'll just come in and press down and up carefully. Woohoo! Yay, isn't that much better? All right. So, whoops, need a piece of garbagey cardstock to clean my stamp here. And as you know, I am a big fan of keeping things clean, so I might drive you insane with all the time that I spend cleaning my stamps in front of you, but believe me, I think it's well worth the effort. I hope you do too. I hope it's not too tedious to watch me do that. So now I'm going to come in, and I do have the close to my heart dauber holder. You buy the plastic outside part and then the inserty thing separately. But I love keeping all of my daubers in here. It's fantastic. And we need the pink pirouette. So we're going to take our pink pirouette dauber and our ink. And first I'm just going to sort of color in the center flower here. Just daubing a bit. Get a little bit more ink here. And just starting from the center of my flower and going out to decide just how far I want to go exactly. I kind of want to give it there's got to be a really great technical term for this. Smushing or like smearing smushy, pushy color stuff. That's what comes to my mind, as crazy as I may be. But I really like the way that looks. You can just keep playing with it. Get as much or as little as you want to. Just a little subtle push of a spongy bopper can look really nice as well. Like, I know, my terminology, not so great, right? So now I'm just going to come in on the edges here and just dauby bit the edges of my insert just to give it that, you know, that little bit of extra touch that I think is just so beautiful. I really love the way that ends up looking. I have noticed that I'm sort of getting in the habit of daubing the edges of so many things now, and I feel like it just gives it so much more something. I don't even know what it is. Sometimes I look and I feel like, oh, that card's missing a bit of a touch. And then, you know, I've noticed as I do these, I'm actually rather pleased with them and feel rather glad that I've been being a dauber weirdo, just running around daubing things. Okay, that sounds really bad. I'm not vandalizing things with my daubers, I promise. I'm just daubing things in my house, so it's all safe, right? So now I'm just going to come in with my snail adhesive, now that everyone's worried about my daubing experience. Oh boy, what are you going to do with people like me? I don't know. Hey, we just add more color, right? More variety in this world. Actually, you know, I'm wondering. I didn't daub the inside. Maybe I won't daub it then this time, but you could always daub the outside of this. I've been doing that a lot too, and it looks really, really cute. So I'm going to just try to line this up the best I can, trying really hard not to press too hard so that it's a permanent stickified spot. Oh, forget it. I don't know why I'm trying to use dialogue right now. It obviously doesn't like me. So I'm just going to try to get this a little bit better centered here. I think that's a bit better. Now we've got a beautiful center, and we can always take this and put our sentiment on the inside, but I tend to just run on with words, which is rather obvious with these videos, right? So I always have so much to say to someone, and if I don't give myself enough space, I'll be lost and have to add like a book of, you know, pieces of papers in there. So I usually like to have the sentiment on the outside so that I can, you know, go crazy talking on the inside. So that's what I did here. And now I'm going to take my my pistachio pudding, the 4 by 5 1/4, And what I do is you can use the Stampin' Up! Large block, and as long as you have some sort of a foamy, pushy, usually they use the stabby, pokey guy thing. They suggest you buy 2 of these, keep one for poking, and keep one for the big stamps, so that as you're pressing your stamp down, it's getting covered and touched all over, so that you don't have big old mistspots, which I honestly don't have a non-stabber pokeyed one of those, so I just went ahead and grabbed this. This was from a different company where they do a lot of background stamps, and they just tell you to roll it, and it's supposed to be easier and get the ink distributed correctly. So we're gonna come in and make sure we lock this. Sorry, I'm gonna already start my little messy blobs, huh? So here I go. I'm gonna just ink the entire background and make sure there's a really good layer of ink here. I think that's good. And now I'm just gonna come in and get this about where I think I want it to be, and then just roll. And now if you do have an actual rolly thing, you do not want to roll back and forth because it will not be in the same place. Oops. There we go. But so if you went back and forth, you're going to start having your lines go funny and be really, really bad. So you actually don't want to do that. Just a quick little pointer for the rolly bits. If you're going to do a big block, I would definitely suggest putting a decent amount of pressure throughout the whole thing, and usually it'll come out just fine. I do tend to have a bit of problems, and trouble equals trouble. So anyway, I do have a bit of trouble, and I have problems with sometimes with that. So I do tend to advise, if you do have trouble with some of the pressy bits, to get something like the roller. It does make things easier sometimes. Now we're going to what am I talking about? What are we keeping, Deanna? We're going to take out the pistachio pudding dauber, and we're just going to daub the edges here. Oh boy, what do you do with it, Deanna? I don't know. So here we go. We're just going to put in a little bit of added color, and this should make it pop out from the background, since obviously I'm doing pistachio pudding on pistachio pudding. So I just want to get the edge to stand out just a little bit, and I really like the way this turns out, the way this looks. So we're just gonna get in here and do some daubing. But I really do. I like that. I think that looks really nice. So now we're going to put this like so, and let's get our snail adhesive again. And whatever adhesive you like, feel free to use it. If you like Tombow, if you like, what have you, anything at all. If you want to run your paper through the sticker machines so that it has an added special little sticky bit about it. Oops, I'm gluing my thing here. Go ahead, it can make things a lot easier, and I'm still gluing my mat. Well, I guess this just shows you that, if you're a Deanna, you probably should have your little paper mat all the time down. Oops. Okay. Bad, Deanna, bad. Alright, so let's just see if we can line this up nicely. Oh yeah, we like that. And you could always daub the edges as well. In this one, I really, really wanted this part to pop out. I don't know, I'm just really ecstatic about the jagged-edged, liney thing right now, the popular lines. I've always liked stripes, always felt like it had a very elegant touch. And so I'm really having a lot of fun with this this new fad, or whatever it would be called. I'm not really sure. Let me see something really quick. Okay, so I did daub the edges here. I thought I might have. I just wanted to make sure I didn't go on a crazy daubing spree if that wasn't necessarily the best plan. Let me find Melon Mambo, which should be fairly easy, right? With how super boober brightening it is. Oh boy, I really don't have the best language in the world, do I? I hope you guys are extremely forgiving of that. I don't know. I did try very hard to learn vocabulary in school, and I really, really wanted to be very, very smart. So I'd study really, really hard, And eventually I started getting really good grades, but I always had, you know, I would get the test and do just fine on the vocabulary for the test, and then I would just lose it because, you know, it's not like I would run around with my friends speaking properly. Oh, no, of course not Deanna. She has to just run around and invent her own little shababis of talkas, you know. Oh, I'm going about it still, aren't I? Actually, I don't need these yet, do I? I'm going to just actually smack this on down flat on the background here. Just get some snail adhesive here. Get some more of my little glue pen, which I am not going to be gluing my mat here, so let's get this in here. Yeah! Color with glue! Okay, you know, as a child, I would have really loved to color with glue, but I can understand why I wasn't necessarily allowed to color with glue. But I'm an adult now, and whether I'm allowed to or not, I'm doing it! Yay! Okay, so now that I have scared all of you, let's see. Let's lay this down really nice here. Yeah. That looks nice, right? So here we go. Just gonna make sure that's nice and attached. So what I'm gonna do here now for the center, as you can see, I did the pretty flower here, and then in the pistachio pudding, and then the happy birthday in the melon mambo. I think what I did first was I went ahead and stamped this, got the idea, and then used the Stamp-A-Majig to do the wording. But because I have the foreknowledge of exactly what I'm doing now, what I'm going to be creating, I'm going to go ahead and not do that. And I'm going to take the perfectly penned happy birthday, and I'm going to just stamp that first. And then when I cut the piece through the big shot guy thing, I can make sure that the wordy bits are exactly where I want it to be. So there we go. I like that. That's pretty. So I'm going to go and oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, grab my big shot here. Here we are. And I actually don't have a magnetic platform, do I? Let's get the magnetic platform. All right, magnetic platform, how we love you so. And if you didn't get to order this yet, don't worry. They will be having it back in stock. Let me make sure I can see this really well. And you too. Here, I should be moving some of this out of the way. Here we go. Maybe you can see this a little bit better. I do know that they're going to be coming back with this stuff this fall. So, and if you're from, you know, another country, it might be a different time of year, but hopefully it's the same time period. So hopefully in a few months they'll have some more in 1 or 2 months time. I hope so, because I think these are wonderful. So let's go ahead and roll this on through. How wonderful! So now we have this gorgeous frame with our beautiful happy birthday. Woohoo! How exciting! I love birthday stuff. So let's get this out of the way. I'm just making such a mess. Okay, so now let's come in here and get our pistachio pudding of the beautiful flower right here on the edge here. So let me get the flour, get the pistachio pudding. I love all the new, because this is one of the new in colors for this year. I love all the names. They make me so hungry, you know, for delicious things, you know. And the baked brown sugar, you know, strawberry slush, you know. Ah, delicious. So here we go. I'm just going to come in here and get a bit of the, there we go, bit of the flour. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and daub a little bit of the pistachio pudding in the middle like we did in the center, just to add a bit of color. I think that would be really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and do that really quick while we have our little dauber just sitting here. And we'll just get a little bit of daubage. Ooh, that's kind of dark, isn't it? Well, let's see what we can do. Just disperse it a little bit. I don't want to take away from the flour. I must not have done that in the first one, did I? Oops, nope, I didn't. What do you guys think? Do you think it's okay? I think it's okay, right? I hope so. If not, please forgive me for ruining your card, and you can make sure if you were doing this with me, you can stop and cut another one and make it look better. And if you actually like the way this looks, yay! I meant to do it on purpose. Yeah, that's it. Yep, totally. But I do think it looks pretty still. I promise, I do. I'm convincing myself, oh yeah, it's so pretty. But anyway, sometimes, diverting or deviating, or no, deviating would be a really bad way to say it. Good thing I'm not teaching English, right? But diverting from your original plan, isn't always a bad thing. It's not always good either, but hey, this time we're gonna convince ourselves that we like it this way. All right, so here we go. Oh boy. And we are going to just pop these up with some cute little dimensionals. And we want to make sure we have a decent amount wherever we're going to be smacking our little sticky bobs for the flag, because we are going to be poking the, what are these called? Just pins? Sure. We're going to be poking the pins through here, and we need to have a good spot for it to sit. Where's my pin? Here we go. I'm a pin. So if you see, like, I've got a pretty decent spot here for poking, so I'd be pretty good. Now I can just kind of disperse these a little less liberally. Hey, that one didn't even have a stickamabob. In that one video when you saw me with an extra stickamabob, that must have been like the non-sticky piece of whatever this is that we keep peeling off so that we can get our stickles. Anyway, you saw in a video I had an extra one. I just found out where it came from. Woohoo! Okay, what are you gonna do with me? I don't know. Hopefully you're having fun just crafting with somebody who just is very enthusiastic, even if a tad bit strange or off, or everybody has a different way of saying the same thing, but rub the bend. I think that's the right way to say it. I probably just messed it up. I just saw Alice in Wonderland, so maybe it's off the bend. I don't know. I don't really know the saying. But anyway, now that I just botched that up, whoops. Here's what we've got for the cards so far. And now I'm going to show you, I have a huge fun amount of time stabbing things, whether it be the butterflies, flowers. I love taking these beautiful little pins and smacking them and stuff. So this time I decided to do a flag. And, oh, right, of course. So I have the My Friend. I just wanted the friend part, but I've got the pink pirouette here, and I'm going to do Melon Mambo for the word. And I want to make sure that I've got a good amount of space so I can put the flag. So I'll just press this down here, and we've got the beautiful My Friend. So now we're going to come in and get our big shot. And again, the metallic platform. So we can just lay this down and figure out exactly where we want it. And we want the My Friend to be our the friend, I'm sorry. The friend to look really, really nice, because we're going to be folding this. There we go. Just run that on through. I love to make sure I stamp and then do the framelets, because then it's always in the right spot. Otherwise, it can be a bit tedious trying to get that right where I want it to be. So now I'm going to pop that out, and I'm going to go ahead and actually, I think I'm going to fold this first. Let me get this out here first. Just want to make sure I line this up to about where I think would be a good fold. That would be good. There we go. We'll get that folded here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, it's not going to be with this stamp anyway, but I did want to make sure that it was, the friend was exactly where I wanted it to be. I really like the way this size is. So I'm going to come in, oops, and throw my ink pad around. Come in with the little dauber and get the little feetsies here and the edges. Oh, I just think this adds so much to the little flag, and then it just sort of ties in all the other daubing we've done. So now that we've got that, to attach it, we're going to go ahead and take, well, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the Tombow glue and just get this side of it inside here. You have to hold that. Maybe I shouldn't even do that. Here we go. Just put a little bit of Tombow glue here, just like that. And now I'm going to put my little pin in here. And with the with butterflies, with flowers, I just go ahead and poke and stab it. But I wanted this flag to look really cute like this. So here we go. We've got our little flag. And if you don't have pins that you've just purchased for this kind of thing, I started out just going to my sewing machine region and making sure I had that. Let me see. Is that about how I had it? Looks like it. Maybe I'll go for a little more. There we go. We can read it a little bit better. So put that back. Now, as you can see, these turned out a little bit different, but they are, I really think this is cute, really fun. You've got the inside, the outside, just really adorable. So I hope you enjoyed this probably rather long tutorial, making a fun card with me, and I hope that you'll come back and craft with me some more. I really love making beautiful things and knowing that I'm going to be sharing it with you, and I love this crafting connection that we can have. So please come on back to my website, my YouTube channel, either one, and we can have some more fun crafting. Have a great day. Goodbye.